I'm Gordon Universal, and I'm here to share my 5 tips for an effective sales pitch. Products make our lives easier. They eliminate discomfort, and they save time. Sometimes our buyers don't understand that your product would make their life easier. So it's our job to show them what they're missing out on. First impressions are important. Potential sales are lost in the first 2 minutes of a poorly designed sales pitch. What a shame. You're in luck. I'm here to help you turn your products into cash. With my help and my tips, we'll help you avoid the most feared sentence of any salesman: no thanks. Potential buyers need to know the backstory of your product. This develops a stronger connection between you and the buyer. This helps keep your pitch alive past that first 2 minutes, so be genuine in telling your story. Once you have the buyer's attention, hit them with the hook. The hook is a common problem the buyer may have. This is the buyer's needs, and this is the objective of your product. An example of this could be: have you ever left your house in nice clothes and perfect haircut for it to only be ruined by a heavy rainstorm? The hook further deepens the connection between you and the buyer by sharing a common problem. Now it's time to set that hook. A need has been established by you to the buyer. Any problem that someone has needs a solution, and your product is the solution to this problem. Be straightforward when introducing your product. Again, dive back into your backstory and show how this product solved the problem for you. An example of this could be: my job requires me to wear fine clothing and be well kept, and getting caught in a rainstorm ruins all of that. I had to resort to bringing extra pairs of clothes, rearranging my work schedule around weather storms, or even calling an expensive city taxi cab. Until I got an umbrella. Your pitch needs to be full of data and statistics to back up your claims. If you say that your product can solve the buyer's problem, then you need to support that with some evidence. Include charts and data that show how your product solves these problems for other people. An example of this could be this graph here, clearly showing people being the most interested in my product. And my buyer is a person, so I'm hoping that they will see that my product can solve their problem. The length of your presentation is important. If it's too long, the buyer may lose interest and stop listening partway through the pitch. But if you get the length of your presentation just right, the buyer will hold interest straight through to the end. Avoid information overload. This may cause the buyer to ditch your pitch. What could be worse than your pitch being ignored simply because it was just too long? An example of keeping it short is like this. As you can see, the water blocking material of my umbrella stops the rain from soaking my clothes and messing up my hair. As you can see, my umbrella blocks the rain from soaking my head with a series of polymer plastics that are hydrophobic to keep the water from penetrating through, and even the chemical bonds between the material are so tiny that it prevents the water from even seeping through, keeping moisture on the outside and keeping my clothes and my hair dry. You now have a pitch that addresses the buyer's problem, shows how your product can be the solution to that problem, and you've backed it up with facts and data. The next step is to give the buyer clear directions on how to purchase your product. This is a great time to introduce any proof of concept project that uses your product. For example, converting vehicles from running on gasoline into biodiesel. Not only does this give the buyer clear directions on how to implement your product, but it also supports your sales pitch. And remember, ditch those old traditional ways of pitch meetings and keep the buyer's needs at the forefront of your presentation. Tell the backstory of your brand. Give the success stories of your products with other buyers. Back it up with stats and data, and you'll find that you will have a winning recipe for future sales pitches.